We always talk about meta guns, and if the discussion turned into what are the best guns in Warframe, we often speak of those Kuvar and Tenet weapons, and some guns that has high kill speed and area of effect damage. Even I am guilty of talking about guns like this because honestly, players sometimes just like to kill enemies at the fastest time possible. However, this game is not all about AoE weapons that nuke multiple enemies, but there are guns out there that can melt enemies in seconds. Take for example those beam weapons that have a high fire rate. In fact, the best weapon in 2021 showed in a recent survey is a beam weapon called the Ignis Wraith. And, this is not the only beam weapon that can melt enemies. There are tons in the game, and one of them is the Phantasma, which you can purchase in the market for 180 platinum or, you can choose to just buy the main blueprint for 25k credits, and just build it on your foundry. The weapon has two fire mode. The primary fire is a high fire rate beam that deals continuous damage to the enemy. The fire rate is so mad that with the right mods on the Phantasma, it can melt enemies in seconds. The only downside is, its range is too low, and the primary fire does consume a lot of ammo. This is one problem of the Phantasma, it has low ammunition economy, but we can fix that later. The secondary fire is an AoE nuke that consumes all magazines. It's like an ethereal lob shot that hits multiple targets at once. In the past, the secondary fire was so busted because it actually works with headshot multiplier. If you don't know, Phantasma has innate body punch through, meaning, if you hit the body, you can still consider it as a headshot and proc those headshot multiplier on arcanes or even Warframe abilities, but that was nerf, including my beloved headshot multiplier on Arcoplasma. Right now, you can rely on the Phantasma's primary fire to melt enemies, but I suggest you step away from its AoE nuke attack. Now, the weapon is so powerful that it can actually melt enemies even if you mod it with electricity. Because of its high fire rate, it allows you to build up the electric proc and do insane damage on the target. Not to mention that it also has innate radiation damage, and you can also put viral on the mix. The three elements alone allows Phantasma to be super powerful, especially if you have the galvanized savvy mod in your build. Also, since we can put more multi-shot on our build, with the help of galvanized hell and vigilante armaments, you can expect that the beam weapon can melt enemies in seconds. What does multi-shot do on beam weapons, squad leader? Simple, multi-shot gives beam weapons a chance to double the damage on a given tick. The more multi-shot, the higher your damage. Moving on, because of the weapon arcane, you can have as much damage boost for this beam shotgun, and you can put a faction mod to further boost the damage of Phantasma. With this build alone, it can melt almost all factions in the game. Another great build for Phantasma is the combination of radiation, viral and heat. Heat does reduce the armor of enemies, which makes it perfect against Grineer or Orokin factions. It's also good with Infested because they burn up easily. In terms of corpus, I would say that electricity, viral, and radiation is best. To take care of the low ammo economy, I just use the Carrier Sentinel with its ammo case to convert those ammo drops into shotgun. You can always use a shotgun mutation mod also in your Phantasma build, or go with Subsuming Protea's dispensary. However, the Carrier's ammo case plus the ammo boost from primary Merciless fixes this problem, but be sure that you are using a Warframe that can keep the Sentinel alive. Another downside of the Phantasma is it's not an absolute acolyte killer. If you will just exclusively use Phantasma in Steel Path levels, then don't expect it to be good against acolytes. It can melt higher level Grineers, Corpus, Infested, and Orokin, but not many bosses like acolytes. It's best that you have a pistol or a melee weapon that can do the job. So that's all about it. I hope that you find this short video informative, and be sure to check back later as I will be giving you suggestion builds on the latest Garuda Prime Access. And also, I will be announcing the winner soon to the Garuda Prime Access giveaway. If you haven't joined yet, then you still have a chance to do so by simply visiting the link I have provided in the pinned comment. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.